Hi.
There you are with your big 200K sign. I don't have room for it, so it's literally in my closet. You guys, I'm so excited. Me and Katie, hold on, let me just make sure we're recording. I don't know if okay, we're recording. Thank you, Em. Okay, so we haven't done a training together in a long time, and I reached out to her. I'm like, we got to do this because every time I hear from you, I learn. You're just so full of wisdom. And your posts, like if I didn't know you and I hated network marketing, I would still follow you because you're just so great at inspiring people. And just, I don't know, social media is, I love your social media. So a little bit about me, especially if your team is on here. My name's Katie. I got started in network marketing. I always tell my team, it was the dinosaur stages. I got started in 2014. I had no idea what I was doing. And I stress this all the time. My team knows it's repetitive, but my whole first year, y'all, I made $300 to $500 a month. I think I ended the year at $5,000 in a year, a whole year, 12 months, $5,000. And, you know, it took me a whole year to make a full-time income. I talk about, and I'll talk about it later, just getting qualified for that level of excellence you want to go to and understanding that, you know, when you get to the top, like that's not when you experience all the happiness. It's the growth, it's the climb, it's, you know, the ups and downs. It's looking back and saying, you know, I'm so glad I didn't give up. And I'm so glad I just went through that hard time because it made me stronger. I developed, you know, those entrepreneurial muscles and those leadership skills. Those get developed during the journey. They don't get developed at the top. You know, so it's been 6 years now in the making, and I, you know, love this career. I think it's the only career in the world that can provide the time freedom and the financial freedom, both of those things combined, that I want to be able to show my kids that their mom did this. So Katie, go ahead and introduce yourself, and after that, I'm gonna go ahead and start with my first question for you.
Okay, I keep like going muted. I think you're probably muting people as they come in.
Oh.
No, okay. I was just muting you because it was echoing when you both had it unmuted at the same time. So just like unmute back and forth.
Okay. Am I good now? No echo? Okay. So, hey you guys, I'm Katie. Also Katie. And it's so funny because I love your leader, Katie's Facebook, and I have her set to see first. And I try not to keep too many forevers in my newsfeed because I don't want it to like clog up my feed. But I always pick a select few, and I will go through and I'll interchange the ones that I have on my see first, just so when I do open my social media, it's like bam, inspiration, or just a reminder of why I'm on social media. That's to bring value. So, and it'll go between Katie and other people in the industry and in our company. So I have been in network marketing for 4 years and 4.5 years. Wow, it's been a long time. But I've only been with Lavelle for 18 and a half, 19 months coming up. And it's so funny because when I first started network marketing, I had no idea what I was getting into. I was with a company previously, and I signed up on a whim. A friend of mine was like, hey, I just did this thing. If you sign up and I earn my bonus, like I'll give you the money back for your kit that you bought. And I was like, I was being a good friend, and I was like, okay, like I could swing that. And I got $100 bonus. It was on another whim, and I was like, whoa, like I like this, like I can really make money, and the rest is history. I ran with it. I was introduced to Lavelle in November of 2017. Actually, I joined in November of 2017. The products blew me away. I put that DFT on, and I was like, whatever this is, like I need more of it. I need to tell everybody about it. Jumped in head first. Our team went 200K in 7 months. It's been nothing short of amazing. And just to piggyback on what Katie said also, you know, it's not the rank that makes you a leader. I don't care if you have 10,000 people on your downline. I don't care if you have, you know, 10 or 2 or 1 person on your downline or on your team. If you can lock arms with somebody and you can grow and you can inspire somebody and run with them, you're a leader. And the growth is what's so beautiful in this industry. I'm not the same person that I was when I started. I've probably gone through more stuff now as a 200K, like, you know, with new levels come new devils. I've probably gone through more things now than I did when I first started. And the growth is what I'm really thankful for. And like, it's just, I just love it. And network marketing, I always say it's like a self-growth with a paycheck attached. So, and also, side note, I don't want to get too much into it, y'all. I was a teen mom. I dropped out of high school. I've battled with certain addictions before. I come from a broken home, food stamps, WIC, the whole 9 yards. So if I can do this, I mean, literally anybody can. Like anybody can do this.
Yes, and congratulations on your new home for your family, y'all. This is super awesome. You have 3 kids? Yeah, and they're all under what age? Did you
Sorry,
hear me?
I have a 9-year-old, and then I have one's 2 and one will be 1 next month. So
Ooh, yikes. Okay. So first off, I want to dive right into it. Social media, because it's funny. You asked me the other day, you said, you know, you don't post a whole lot on your social media. And to me, a win is new conversations. A win is new connections. A win is someone in my inbox. And, you know, it's not 2015 anymore where I can put a post up and have a bunch of people in my inbox. You have to stay up to date with the algorithms and, you know, Facebook lives and watch parties and Instagram stories. It's not always, okay, I'm going to put this post up and I hope someone relates to it and they're in my inbox. You know, it's not how it works anymore. So I'm really big on just, if I'm selling samples, if I'm building connections, if I'm getting my story and, you know, bringing my fire, my passion in a 60-second voice clip to 2 to 3 new people a day, I'm doing my job because I'm sharing my journey. So let's just dive into social media. I want to hear how you build, how you teach your team, and like, how have you become successful with it? Has it transformed from November 2017 to now?
there we go. Okay, so I love social media. If you see my page, like you can clearly tell I'm all about social media. You could look at me like right here and you're like, oh my God, she loves people and she's so energetic and she's so optimistic. But if you get in front of me, and I think Emma is the same way, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think like in person, I shut down and I'm in the grocery store and I'm like, don't talk to me, don't look at me. Like, my name is not Katie. I don't know, you must have the wrong person. Like, look alike, that's me, right? So I'm social media. I love it, you guys. And it's so different because it does change over time. You know, when I first started my journey in this business, it was like you could post on Facebook, I'm looking for 3 people, and people would be like, okay, pick me. And nowadays they're like, no, I don't want to do that. So it is so different. And what's super important to me is sharing my journey. So be yourself. And I think it's really huge that you are vulnerable on social media, that you share your struggles, that you share what you're going through, but you still want to make it attractive. So like, if I'm going through a struggle or if I'm going through something like today, I have a 2-year-old and some days are great and some days are horrible. And today was one of those days and he was throwing tantrums, but I turned it around and I share that mom life and I share that insight into what I'm doing with my life. Well, somebody's opening my door. I share that insight into what I'm doing, and I reach people on a personal level, and I connect with them on a personal level. So I share my story, and I give value. I don't get onto social media, and I don't say, who can I get from today? Who can I make a customer, or how can I get a promoter, or how can I get a sale? I don't get on Facebook and say, how can I get value? I get on and say, how can I give value? Every time I'm opening my Facebook, I'm like, who can I give value to? And I try to stand out, you guys. If I was in a room with you, okay, so if you and I were in one room together, what makes you different than me, right? We have the same capsules, we have the same shakes, same ingredients, right? We have the same everything across the board, same compensation plan, but what makes you stand out? If somebody says Thrive or somebody says Lavelle or whatever, you want to be that person where they're like, she's the one. Like, oh, maybe there's this girl on my page, I don't know her name or nothing, but no, I want them to be like, I know Katie. Like, she has 3 kids and she takes Thrive and she has all this energy. And like, when I think of someone thinking of Thrive, I want them to think of me. So when someone thinks of Thrive, you want them to think of you. You want to stand out from the rest, whether that be, you know, branding yourself. Hang on, honey. Whether that be branding yourself with, I don't know, cooking lives, or branding yourself like literally with, you could do, some people do like training on social media. I don't know like how you feel about that, but some people do that. Brand yourself in a way so that when they hear something about this business, they think of you. And just give value to people, you guys. People love free value. Get on social media and give people what they want and give it to them for free, and they will come back for more every single time without fail.
That was so good. Now I'm not going to touch on that because I kind of have some things with the last question you were going to ask me. You muted
my question for you, because we're going to piggyback. Yeah. So the first question that we had for you that I had gotten from some of my girls was, do you ever find yourself playing the comparison game? And I know that it's so easy sometimes to fall into that trap when you think you're the only person going through something, or you think you're the only person going through a struggle, you're the only person feeling stuck. You know, it's so easy to look left and look right. Do you ever go through that? And if you do, how do you get through it?
Yes, I love this question so much because it's something that it's so easy to hear a leader say. Don't compare yourself. It's a comparison is a thief of joy. It's literally in the Bible. And whenever I am on social media and I have that moment where I'm comparing myself, I'm like, oh my gosh, she's ahead of me. She's already earned this, or her volume, you know, was the same last month and now it's double mine. I have my moment and I say, why am I feeling this way? What am I lacking? Why am I living? Why is my heart feeling that scarcity and that lack? Because I preach and I teach my girls, you know, work out of passion, work out of your heart, be inspired. You never want to build a business where, you know, she comes in and she goes faster than you, and it takes all the joy away from, you know, enjoying what you're doing. So I want to talk about how I always say you have to get qualified for where you're going. You know, it's not going to be handed to you, and God, he's going to test your heart. He's going to test your patience, your leadership skills. And I can be straight up and say, my 6th year in network marketing, being my first 6-figure year, my first year as a 200K, it has been my hardest year mentally. And people look up to me and they're like, well, once you start making that money or that rank or everything falls in place. And it's like, you will get tested a lot. And that's when you have to lead with love, and you have to lead with integrity, and you have to show people I can go through these things, and I can, you know, I always tell Em she is grace under pressure, because anything could get thrown her way. And she just leads us with so much love and says, you know what, this is just a part of your journey. This is a part of your story, and you're going to have ups and downs. And, you know, I had a moment to where there was someone in this company where I was constantly comparing myself to. And I remember being at conference in April, and I saw her on stage and she slayed, she killed it. And I said, I am not at her level because I cannot get up there and deliver what she just did. I know that, like, the people that you compare yourselves to right now, they have walked through valleys, and they're walking through valleys that would destroy you. And I don't say that to scare you, but I say, you know, when you start building a massive team and massive sales, you know, you have to learn how to handle things. You have to learn how to handle when people leave, or, you know, you're around a bunch of women. There's always going to be some sort of gossip or drama, because I want to prepare you. I don't want to say, oh, it's so great, everything's so easy. I love what I do and I'm qualified for the level on that, but it's because I've learned how to, when I'm feeling that sense of, oh my gosh, comparison, or oh my gosh, you know, why is she leaving, or why does she not like me? It's, you know, I have to learn to be at peace with myself. You know, I can lay my head down at night saying, I did the best I did. You know, I did the best job I could do. And when you can look back and say 30 days ago, that would have destroyed me, I would have gossiped about that, I would have let that run my day and had a pity party. You can rise above that and say, I can handle this situation with grace. You know, whenever something negative happens, I always close my eyes. And I learned this from the book Playing Big. You know, I close my eyes and I say, how would 10-year version from now Katie handle this? I'm 29. So I think, how would 39-year-old Katie handle this? Where is she going to be? What is she, you know, I want to become that woman, and I have to constantly step into her. So I have to learn and show my team, you know, experiences qualify you. And you will get tested, but it feels so good when you do receive those tests, and you know, I'm a better woman. I feel like I'm being a little repetitive, but do you understand what I'm saying? You know, you have to walk through valleys to get to that level of excellence that you want to serve other people. It's about just the person you become, and you become that person by failing and getting tested and learning over and over again. Did that answer your question? I didn't even look at the notes.
That was really good. And I think that's amazing too, because you don't know what someone's going through. Like, if you would have looked at me even, you know, 2 years ago, you would have looked at me and you'd been like, man, she's got her shit together. But inside, I really did not. Like, I was falling apart. I was battling anxiety, depression. Like, I have had horrible thoughts. For anybody who's been there, like, you know where I'm coming from. And I wasn't put together. And it looked like I was, but I wasn't. So when you're looking left and you're looking right and you're thinking that they've got all these, like, riches and this abundant life, you don't know what they're going through. You have no idea. And what I've learned and what I've actually started doing is, whenever I do find myself in that comparison game, you guys, we are in control of our minds, right? So we are in control of our thoughts. So when you're thinking, wow, she's got that, why don't I? Think, wow, she's got that, I can't wait until it's my turn. And instead of thinking things like, oh, well, I'm more qualified, or I work harder, or I do this, be happy for that person. because you have to train your brain to be happy for people. Train your brain to clap for people in their winning season, because you don't know what they lost in their losing season. And we can't compare ourselves to them because we have no idea what fire they have walked through.
Yes. And that's when I said you have to ask yourself, why am I feeling this way? You know, it's kind of like how the universe works. When you're constantly like angry that someone else has more success than you, your brain starts triggering ways to attract that more in your life. But when you can learn to clap for other people and be happy for them and their success, the universe starts bringing that more, you know, to you anyways. So it is a mind thing, and you have to practice it every single day. And you will start operating out of gratitude and grace and passion rather than just, oh, I'm not where I want to be. Because like I said, you got to get qualified. And I could go way deep into how I had that amateur mindset at the beginning. I thought once I had that money, I would, or that rank, everything would be great. And it's like, Katie, you got to get qualified before that happens. So my second question for you is, and this is a good one, because a lot of people are moms and their wives, and, you know, they have businesses or maybe they work full time. What's your daily routine look like? I'm sure it's different every day, but kind of how do you manage it all?
Okay, so my daily routine is different every day, but the one thing that is consistent is my morning time. Like, I think most of us on here can agree with this. Like, the mornings for me is my like zen, it's my me time. I will wake up earlier in the morning if I have to get my own stuff done, because your brain works differently in the morning. And like, you and I have gone over this before in different trainings. Your brain works differently in the morning. It's a fresh start. You are in charge of what goes into your brain first thing in the morning. Are you going to let it be run by chaotic children? Are you going to let it run by being late to get your kids on the bus, or being late for work, or struggling to get out the door? No, because, you know, when you set yourself up like that, the rest of your day is just going to be like chaotic, and you're not going to know which way is up. So I make sure that I set myself up every single day, even on the days my husband's home. Like, he can attest to this. Do not talk to me. Like, I'm listening. I have Audible or a podcast, or read my book. By the time that half of my team are getting up in the morning, I've already done my personal development. I've already read my book. I've already done my gratitude journal, all these things, right? So I pour into myself in the morning no matter what. And I do that before I check my phone, because social media is a great place to be inspired and to get value, but social media is also a great place to read gossip and drama, and you just never know where you're going to open up your feed to that day. So you need to like protect yourself from those things before you open up your page and see everything. So I pour into myself. I do my gratitude, I have an Audible. I've been listening to No Excuses by Brian Tracy. That's really good. And after that, when I do open up my phone, I'm very, very, very intentional. I have a rule to myself where I'm not allowed to, and we'll go over this later about how like it goes on in your messenger, but I have a rule for myself, because I'm a victim sometimes of opening up my phone, and when the kids are quiet and I'm scrolling, and all of a sudden it's like 20 minutes have gone by, and what have I done? Nothing, right? Like, we've all been there. So I have a rule to myself that I will not open my phone unless I'm willing and I have the spare time to connect with 2 new people. Every time I open my Facebook, if I don't have the time or the means to connect with 2 new people, I'm not going to get on my Facebook. Okay, so I have that rule for myself. I do happy birthdays in the morning, every single morning. I message them. And something that I personally do that I shared with my team as well is, instead of just saying, hey, happy birthday, because that doesn't really lead into like much of a conversation, I'll say, hey, happy birthday, like, how are you? And I really want to create a conversation with people, and I really want them to know, like, I'm genuinely interested, like, how are you? Or, you know, I've seen on your page, you know, this happened, or you got a dog, you had a baby, you're going through something. Like, I genuinely, I'm telling them happy birthday, but I want a conversation, you know? I mean, I've gone to wish people happy birthday, and the last time I talked to them was their last birthday. Like, I don't want that. I want to have like an actual conversation with them. So I do that. And then after that, you guys, after my morning work's done, I just work in small increments. Like, my kids don't really nap on the same schedule. I wish they would. If anybody has any tips on that one, let me know. My kids nap on opposite schedules. So, you know, it's far and few between, but when they're down, or they're quiet, or they're playing quietly on the floor, or my husband's home and he's got them outside, like, literally in small increments. You don't have to sit down. This is not like a 9-to-5 job, you guys. You don't have to sit at your desk for 8 hours a day and take a lunch break. You can work in the nooks and crannies of your day. I could be talking with one person with this hand while I'm getting my nails done with this one. Like, you can make it work no matter what it is. And I don't, you know, I kind of don't really have like sympathy, I guess, and this sounds bad, for people who say they're too busy, because let's think about it. Like, I have 3 children, right? I went 200K when I was 8.5 months pregnant, you guys, and I was on vacation. I was at Niagara Falls with no service. I was on a boat. Like, do y'all have Wi-Fi in here? Because like, I'm trying to go 200K. we have the time, right? We make time for what's important to us. We do. And that's the truth. So if this business is important to you, put it into your nooks and crannies of the day. Get up an hour earlier if you have to, stay up an hour later. Just make that small downtime you have really, really count, because you can get a lot done in those times.
And I think that what you were going to ask me too is kind of like daily routine. If I'm right, let me look. Yeah, daily routine and mindset. Oh, mindset. 3 things. 1, every single morning, I 9 out of 10 times leave my phone charging in another room, not in my bedroom, because I don't want to wake up and like that be the first thing that I go to. So 1, I wake up, and I learned this from Lindsay Reed. I always say my why out loud. I wake up, and whether that's, I'm brushing my teeth, or maybe I'm in the bed, like half eye open, like feeding my daughter, I'm literally saying my why out loud. I literally look at my daughter and I'm like, I'm doing this for you. Like when you create that connection every morning with, why am I getting up? Why am I doing this again? Why am I here 3 months in, 6 years in? Why am I going to get up? Am I going to answer my social media message? Why am I, your brain needs to know what you're working towards. Where are your goals right now? Because right here in front of me, it says I am a 200K repeat bonus earner, because that's a promotion they just came out with for the leaders. I literally come out here and I see that every day on my fridge, and I make that mind connection. So after saying my why, my team probably laughs at me, but I have my gratitude. Some people write it out. I tried that, didn't work for me. So my gratitude is every day speaking out loud. I'm not kidding. I walk, and I kind of have this routine of like, I take my capsules, I boomerang it on my Instagram. I'm opening my blinds. I'm, starting my day. My podcast is on. Maybe I say my gratitudes out loud, like every single day. Like right now, if you woke up with like what you were thankful for yesterday, like what would you have? I would have every single thing, because every day I'm grateful for where I'm at. I thank God for my mindset, for my children, for my health, for my career, for still being here, for everything that we take for granted every day. I wake up and I speak my gratitude out loud. So that might sound crazy, but it just starts my day, because I need to start with a grateful heart. And I always say, like, use me today for someone else, whether that's with wisdom, whether that's financially, whether someone needs a ride somewhere, or they need their kids watched and they know I won't charge them. Use me however you need me to be used today. So I want to be a blessing every single day to someone else. And I'm hot with my podcast, and I don't have time to read books anymore with 2 kids. No one told me you can't read a book anymore when you have more than 1 kid. You're not going to get it accomplished. I do a new audiobook every single month. I listen to a podcast every morning. Rachel Hollis, Eric Worre. Sometimes it's spiritual, but I need to get in my groove. If I feel like I need fire spoken to me, I'll listen to Stephen Furtick. I'll listen to Tony Robbins. But like, I'm constantly filling my mind. I mean, I'm a student of this industry. I want to learn how to be the best. I want to learn how to be the best communicator, the best giver, the best leader, the best mentor. And I'm not going to get there by sitting on my ass posting on Facebook hoping everyone reaches out to me. I'm going to get there by, throughout my pregnancy, I sold samples when I couldn't take my products. I sold samples when I was nauseated. I sold a sample on my appointment on my way to get induced. Sold a sample as soon as I got home. People see the power of the 3 steps. That's what the power of this duplication is in. When you put all this pressure on yourself of gotta hit this rank, gotta hit these sales, it's like, get a freaking 3-day mini in someone's hands. That is where the magic is going to start. It's going to take the pressure off you. It's $25 in your pocket. And 9 out of 10 times, that's what leads to an enrollment, which leads to QV, which leads to you worrying about, oh, I got to get this. The power of what we do is in that 3-day mini. And if you are not getting 3-day minis in people's hands, what are you doing? You can't own the hashtag, like, I'm a boss babe, if like you haven't read a book in 6 months, if you're not growing your mind, if you're not leading by example, and your story's going to be evolving with you. Now that I'm selling more samples now. Why? Because I have a newborn and I haven't had coffee. I don't need Starbucks. My husband drinks coffee and we have a coffee machine, but I don't need it. And every day I hashtag, on my story, coffee free mom, or, Summer slept wild last night. That girl's crazy, but I'm up, I'm thriving, I feel good. That's why people reach out to me. It's not because I post graphic pictures. It's not because I have presets. My Instagram's not that pretty, but you know where the enrollments come from and the duplication? me being myself, showing up every day and showing my followers, I'm Katie, I'm a Christian, I'm a soon-to-be wife, I'm a mom, but I'm a thriver and I am a proud network marketer. And sometimes they see a paycheck. Not often, but 9 out of 10 times they see a woman who shows up every day to build a business, but she does it authentically. Like you said, when someone thinks of Thrive, I want them to think of me, but I want them to know, people tell me when I connect with them and we're talking about conversations, people want to feel valued. And if your social media is like your stories, you're like, oh, this is salesy, or I'm just trying to get an enrollment. If you feel that way, the person on the other end of that screen is going to feel that way. So show up and be yourself. Okay. And I forget what the question is. So daily routine, I'm hot on my Instagram stories. And that's where I build my business. That's where 9 out of 10 of my enrollments come from. Are you still muted? Was there one more question on there?
Oh, no, I think that was it. Yeah. I mean,
Sorry.
that was a personal development question, but you touched that on like every corner. So.
Okay. So, sorry, it's back and forth. We have to keep unmuting ourselves. My question to you. Ooh, I love this one because it's probably different than me. What do conversations look like when someone gets in your inbox and says either about the business or about the product? Can you let us know how both of those routes go for you?
Yeah, so I follow the Kiss It method. It's supposed to say keep it super simple in my family because we're like that. We say keep it simple, stupid. We keep it literally just keep it simple. I am trying to explain something to somebody who maybe has no idea anything about supplements, or who has never heard of network marketing, or who has no idea like any part of this industry and what it does. So, I could message somebody like, hey, Fast Start bonuses and QB, and they're gonna be like, huh? Like what? I'm sorry. What? Like what? They don't know what I'm talking about. So I will read things back to myself sometimes to make sure that it sounds like something that would come out of my mouth. That's just a side tip is read your messages out loud. Like would I stand in front of Katie or M and say this to their face? And if the answer is no, then I'm not going to put it in a message, because I would never be like, hey, how are you? Like nice weather we're having today, right? I would never say that to you. So read a message out loud if you have to, but I'm so simple, you guys. I try to keep it duplicatable. I only answer the questions that are asked. So I had a girl one time message me and she was like, hey, I'm going to send you what I say to people. Is that okay? And I was like, yeah, sure. Let me see it. And it was like, bam, 3 steps, ingredients, prices, like that. And I was like, whoa, like way too much. If somebody messages me and they're like, hey, what do you do? My question is, have you ever heard of network marketing? Okay. They say, sure. Yes, I have. And I say, oh my gosh, have you done it before? Like I literally am that simple. Hey, what's Thrive? It's a 3-step system that fills my nutritional gaps. Well, what are the 3 steps? It's a capsule, a shake, a DFT. It makes me feel good all day long, right? So I'm only answering what's asked. You want to make sure that you're not throwing up on people. I call it commission breath, honestly. Like how many times have you walked into a store? Like I just happened to me a few weeks ago. I walked into Michael Kors and the girl was like, hey, what can I get for you? Like, how can I, like this, and this, like this person. And I was like, whoa, like you're obviously making a sale here. Like you're going to make money if I buy this bag. People can see that. People can smell your commission breath, you guys. You have to just answer what's asked. Be there to answer their questions. Don't throw up on them, right? And if they're not interested, or if they are interested, they'll come back or they won't, and that's okay. You just keep being consistent and you keep sharing. There was a girl who had messaged me 6 months ago, and she was like, yeah, it sounds good, but it doesn't sound like my cup of tea, and that was fine. Guess what, you guys? People go through big life changes every 6 months, it's estimated. You get engaged, you get married, you get divorced, you buy a house, you lose your job, you have a baby, right? Every 6 months, it's estimated people go through this big life change. 6 months went by. She messaged me yesterday and she goes, hey, can you send me your comp plan? I kind of want to look at it again, right? Because her husband lost her job and now she's needing that extra income. So keep it simple. Don't overwhelm people. You don't want to scare people away. I do try to keep it duplicatable. So if somebody comes to me and they're like, hey, I want information on the business, I've done an opportunity live before. We actually did one while we were in Dallas for a conference. We had everybody together, so we kind of did one with people sharing their story, going into the business and the product. So I'll just be like, look, if I tag you in like a quick 15-minute video, can you watch it? Get back to me. I'll answer any questions. If they are serious about starting a business, they will watch that video and they will come back to you with questions. So, and also you throwing up on people and you word vomiting, that's not duplicatable. Like you messaging people all the ingredients and all the prices and all the ways to become a customer and all the perks of becoming a promoter, that is not duplicatable. When you bring a promoter into this business, you know what they're going to do? they're going to copy exactly what you did when you brought them into the business. So if you do wind up like word vomiting all over somebody and they do sign up with you, they're going to go word vomit on everybody else. And they may sign up somebody, sure, of course, but odds are they're going to scare away a lot more people than they bring in. So keep it simple and just keep it very, very duplicatable.
Okay, commission breath is the funniest word I've ever heard, and I'm going to use that for every single training I do. That's so funny, and it's true. And I think I always tell my girls, I'm like, the best thing you can do for yourself right now, outside of growing your mind, is investing in people. Constantly investing in relationships. Like, connecting with people is 10 times more valuable than like editing your preset for 45 minutes just so you get those extra couple likes. You know what I mean? Like, the approval of other people, that's the world we live in, right? Like, we're constantly trying to get likes or have the best pictures. But at the end of the day, like, what makes your heart fulfilled at night? Because me, it's not my likes on my photos. It's the woman who says, I've been watching you for 3 years. What's your website? I'm ready to have the life you have. That's what fulfills my heart, when I know that I'm doing my job and inspiring other people. So when people get in my inbox, and it's kind of like you, every conversation is different because I'm constantly investing. There's no copy and paste. It's my heart in a voice clip. I always say before I'm like, girlfriend, I would love to tell you about it. Why did you reach out to me? How can I help you? And I ask people, I'm very bold. I'm like, girlfriend, do you want 200 a month or do you want 2,000 a month? I ask people, because some people, they start opening up. When the less you say and the more questions you ask, people are going to say, you know what? I want to be able to tell my kids yes to Disneyland. I want to be able to, people have different reasons. Some people, they have car payments and they have house payments, and their husbands like to buy four-wheelers, and, they want to go and they want to camp and they want to have money. Some people are just struggling and they can't even get ahead. Or some people are like, I want to be able to pay for my daughter's birthday party this year without asking for my parents. Every single person has different reasons, and you need to be that miracle worker that opens their heart and says, spill it out on me, sis. Tell me, how can I serve you? How can I get you to that next level? And I'm very bold about the work. When people say, well, 2,000 a month would be great, but how realistic is that? I'm like, can you give me a year? It's not going to happen in your first month. It did for me, but I also worked my ass off for 5 years before coming to LaBelle. So, get people to open up to you, because that's where that emotional connection is made, and they're going to know that you're not just a network marketer. You don't have commission breath. You don't just want to, enroll them and be like, good luck. Like, you want to take them to a new level. And, sometimes when you have that conversation again and they come back, because they're not going to join immediately, they come back in a week, they come back in 2 weeks and say, girl, you told me this. Are you ready to start working towards that life? Because if you're not going to do it today, then when? I talk to people like they are right here on my couch, and I want to give them a hug, and maybe we're going to cry together. That is the version of Katie that they get. They get 100% my heart. And when I put my heart into that message, that's me building my business, investing in people, investing in conversations. And that's what builds long-term enrollments. That's what brings me people every single month. It's not because I'm pretty. It's half the time I'm not looking good. Trust me, it's the first day I put on makeup since Summer's been born. So invest in people. Okay.
I just wanted to just quick to bounce off what you had said as well. Like you had said, the conversations are different, but what I do is I try to get a feel for the conversation. So are you aware of like color personalities? I'm sure most people on here are aware of them. You guys, there are 4 different color personalities. Okay, you have your reds, who are money motivated, who are super like self-motivated. Your blues love to party. Your greens want to see pie charts and diagrams and comp plans. And then you have your yellows, who probably cry a lot, soft hearts, right? I'm a red with like a little bit of blue in me. But when you get a feel for people, you can talk to them the way that they are. So if I have someone come to me and they are very clearly a yellow, very soft-spoken, very like family-oriented, very, soft heart, maybe they cry at like Hallmark movies, I'm not going to go at them like, let's make money. Like, they're going to be like, oh my God, like they're not going to know which way is up, right? So I'm going to come at them in a way that they're going to understand. Okay, so if somebody comes to me and they're like, yeah, I just want some money for like parties on the weekends, they're probably a blue. If they come to me and they're like, I want to make a lot of money, they're probably a red, right? If they come to me and they're like, can I see your compensation plan? They're probably a green. And then if they come to me and they're like, I'm so sad, I can't help my husband with his bills, they're a yellow. Meet them where they are. you cannot talk to a yellow like a red. You can't talk to a green like a blue. You have to meet them where they are. And that's part of growing as a leader, is understanding that not everybody's going to work the way that you work. Not everybody's going to have the vision the way that you do. They're not going to have all the same goals as you do, and that's okay. But you have to meet them where they are. You can't expect something from somebody that they don't even want, right? So you have to really just talk to them in their language. And once you do that, you'll be able to connect on a whole different level.
So why don't you bounce into how you kind of, we could call it seal the deal, or how these conversations lead into enrollments for you?
Okay, so for me personally, there's a lot of different ways that I will kind of get a feel for it, but something that I personally do is I give the retail costs, right? So if somebody's like, hey, how much is a month's worth of the capsule shakes? I'll say, hey, it's $192, but I can get it for you right now if you'd like for only $150. I can give you $42 off, right? So, or if I'm willing and I have the extra credits, or if they just did when they had the one for, we get the 3 steps to get balanced for free, right? Retail price, that was like $244. I was like, I'm saving you, 90 something dollars, right? So I will tell people, like, retail price, like, I'm saving you a lot of money. Let's get your order in. So I'll do that, make it look like they're saving a lot of money. Start off with the tone pack, start off at, with the 2 boxes of shakes every month, and work your way down, right? Because you think, oh, well, $150 is a lot of money. But if you toss $190 at somebody and they say yes, that's $40 more than you were going to offer in the first place, and they said yes. And if they say no, that's fine. Then go down to $150. $150 doesn't sound like that much of a blow when you started at $190. Another thing is, I'm really confident in the price. Like, that's a big thing too, is when you're saying, oh, I don't know, well, it's $150, but, well, the promoter packs are $200 or $400, but, like, that kind of makes it sound like you don't even believe in the price point of these products. You're getting 3 premium grade products for $150. That's a steal. I mean, really, you're starting a business for $200, or you're starting a business for $400. That's a steal. When you are confident in these products and you're confident in the price point, they're going to feel that. They're going to be like, oh, it's only $200 to start a business. Wow. It's only $150 to feel this good. Wow. Be confident in that price point. I will utilize credits the best that I can, but use them wisely, of course. You don't want to give $50 off to somebody who would have ordered with $10 off, right? I've done that before. Really bit myself in the butt for it. I gave somebody $75 off. I gave her half offer. I really wanted to get her on Thrive. Like, really, I was like, you got to try it. And I was still learning in the beginning, and I was like, this is how she's going to do it. And she's like, wow, $75 off. Sweet. I was just trying to save like $15, $20. I would have been happy. And I was like, well, I can't take that back now. So use your credits wisely, you guys. Don't give more than somebody would, if they're willing to take $10 off, $15 off, whatever, give them that, because then you can spread your credits out to even more people. I get my products every month. I get enough for myself, and then I don't stock up. I'm not like, ooh, tons of credits. Like, I have mine and my husband's account. I don't just like stock up on product. I use what I need for myself, and then after that, I'm giving it away, you guys. I want to get as many people on these products as I possibly can. Another thing that I do is I kind of create a sense of urgency. I mean, I'm not about the whole like X amount of spots left, like this ends today kind of thing. I would never lie to somebody like that, but I would say, hey, I have a free minute right now. I'd love to get your order in for you. I just put a girl's order in today. She got 2 bottles of Balance, and I said, let me call you real quick and grab your information. Don't be afraid to get people on the phone. Like, seriously. I know it's like the whole dinosaur age. Now people text and they have Messenger. Don't be afraid to get people on the phone. It's so much more personal. Like, it's a step above a voice text. She had messaged me on Instagram, and I had put in my stories about, flat tummy pills. And I was like, can I call you real quick, grab your information, and get your order in? And I called her and I got her in. When you're on the phone with somebody, they can't put the phone down and come back 6 hours later and be like, sorry, I forgot. So, like, when you're on the phone, you're on the phone. You're there with them, right? So you can get the order in. That's a big thing that I've been doing. Something else also, and I've been doing to upsell, I guess, a little bit. Here's like a secret tip, is when I am on the phone with somebody and I'm getting their order in, I'm like, okay, so I have you, with your month of Thrive, your capsules, your shakes, your DFT. Is that all you wanted? I will say that. Is that all you wanted? And they're like, well, what else is there? I'm like, well, I mean, are you having trouble sleeping? Do you have joint pain? Maybe are you trying to like, we have energy drinks, like, or energy shots? I will say that on them. Is that all you want? And then they're gonna be like, well, is there more? Because most people think all we have is Thrive. They don't know about all the Plus Line products. They don't know about Thrive Skin. They don't know about Balance. They don't know about the rest, the Form, the Move. Is that all you want? Try saying that, you guys, and I bet you people are gonna be like, wait a second, there's more. So that's just a little side tip.
Okay, I love how bold you are with telling. That was so good. And I love how you said, and I need to learn this 2 years in, start up and then go down. Because I start down and then go up. And I love that you said that. And I want to, before I dive in, I kind of want to talk about sealing the deal with promoters. And I'm sure you can bounce off of it because people struggle with this. Let's be honest. They don't know when to bring up the prices. They don't know how to bring up the kits. Outside of all that, when you're connecting with people and you're getting their why, you know, every conversation is going to be different. And I can't pick up the phone and call someone. Like, props to you for doing that. Like, I only will pick up a call if it's my mom or my fiance. I'm introverted. I don't want to pick up your call. But, you know, I'm very honest. Like, when people get in my inbox and they say, someone got in my inbox today and said, how did you go from 0 to this? Because I posted my total earned commissions in my story, and it was a voice clip. And, like, you know, some of the same things I say on a training to my team where I'm like, listen, I want to be the mom in middle school. They're all smiling right now because they know I want to be the mom in middle school that has the big house where I can host youth group, where all the kids want to come over and spend the night, where, you know, I have the money to order the pizzas and I'm driving my big Escalade, but maybe my BMW, whatever. But that vision, I'm so bold about it that it's, I envision it, and I will share that with people when I'm talking to them. They're like, well, how do you keep going? How do you get to where you're at? I'm never going to give up on my dream. I'm never going to teach my children that it's okay to give up on something that might take 5 to 7 to 8 years to build. The time is going to pass. And I say this over and over again in my potentials. This is the only career in the world that gives you time freedom and financial freedom. Name me one other career that can pay you 5 figures a month where you can work part-time from your phone and raise a family at home. I'll wait, because there's no other career that allows you to do that. And, you know, when you paint that picture that they can thrive for free, that they can get paid, and, you know, if they sign up on a Thursday, girlfriend, let's grind it out till Sunday, you're going to get paid in 4 days on this Tuesday. When you start painting those pictures for people, and like I said, I'm bold about, it's not going to be easy. It's going to take a lot of mental work. And I tell my potentials over and over again, your growth and your confidence and your mindset is 10 times more important to me than trying to pop you to 12K as fast as we can to get your car paid for. Because if I pop you there and you're not ready, it's going to crumble. I'm not afraid to be honest with people because I don't want to put them in a position that's going to hurt them. I need you ready for that success. I need you ready for that rank. I need you to be able to say, Katie, I want to host my own team Zooms. I want to host my own opportunity events. I can, you know, tell someone, hey, I went through this and I'm qualified to help you get through this. That's where the mindset comes. That's where the confidence comes from. So, you know, express your potentials. It's a lot of your success is going to start right here. So if we can work on this and you come lock arms with me and commit to growing your mind every day, I'm going to set you up for long-term success. It's not just about how fast you can build to that rank and that bonus. Okay. Do you want to touch on that or dive into next?
I think that was really good. I think
okay.
you covered that.
All right. I love this question. So I have 2 more questions for you. What are
and I had the one for you about the getting new connections.
Oh yeah. Okay. So I guess we can tie these 2 because I was going to ask you your top tips for someone new. And then my last question, which I love this because I hear it all the time. No one's getting in my inbox. When people tell me that, I'm like, what are you doing? What are you attracting? What are you thinking? What are you posting? How are you connecting? When people say, you know, Katie, no one's getting in my inbox, no one's asking me about Thrive, like, how would you handle that? Like, what's your initial response?
My first question is, would you join you? Right? Would you, like, go look at your page. Would you join you? Do you see somebody that runs a successful business, who's confident in their products, who wants to help people, who is growing themselves, who's bringing value to the table? Do you see that kind of stuff in yourself? And if you don't, what can you do to change it? The tips that I had, you know, for if you're brand new and you don't really know which way to start, just, you guys, ignorance on fire is better than knowledge on ice. I didn't know what the heck I was doing when I started. I didn't know anything about compensation plan, nothing. Like, I just knew the products worked. I knew they were amazing. I got my promoter pack and I ran like my hair was on fire. I didn't even know what VIP 800 was until I hit it. I mean, I did. I hit it in 24 hours, and I was like, she was like, okay, do that again. And I did it the next day. I got VIP 1600 in 48 hours. And I called everybody, and I was like, look, like I'm trying this new journey, and I'm super excited about it, and the products are amazing. I called my friends and my family, and I was like, if I just shot you my website, like, would you look? Let me know if anything interests you. There's a difference between cold messaging people that you don't know and calling up your friends and your family and being like, look, sis, like, I know you love me. I called my best friend. I'm like, are we good? Like, are we Gucci? Do you love me? Like, will you help me out? And go run for those bonuses, you guys. And don't think that you need like 4 big orders, right? You don't need 2 customers to order $200 of product. You can have 4, 5, 6 customers who got rest, or who got pure shots. Or, you know, if you're a 2 promoter and have a 200 CAC, you can kind of stack smaller ordering customers to get that VIP 800. That's okay. It doesn't matter. You don't need 2 and 2. It's just the minimum, right? You can have 3 and 3, 4 and 4, 5 and 5. So just get that volume. You guys, call people, run like your hair's on fire, and don't be afraid of it, you guys. Network marketing is a profession, right? It's got this stigma around it, but people who talk down on it, they just don't understand it. Like, they genuinely don't understand it. Their moms, sisters, cousins, best friends, dogs, owner did it for like 3 days back in the 70s and didn't make any money, right? Don't worry about what anybody says, okay? You're here in the best company with the best products and the best compensation plan and the best leadership for a reason. You were called to this. Run with it, right? So you need to bulletproof your mind, like Katie has said. Things are going to come at you from every which way direction. You're going to have your broke uncle tells you it's a scam. You know, some guy that you only ever talked to once back in high school is going to send you a link going, you know, Livell products, like, killed 6 cows in Nebraska. Like, you're gonna have people coming at you. It's gonna happen, right? It's gonna happen. You have to know that your why and why you're here, whether it be your kids or your debt or to buy a home or to pay for school, literally whatever reason you're here for, has to be so strong that your mom can look at you and be like, that's stupid. And you're going to be like, I'm sorry you feel that way. Right? So whatever your why is, make it so strong that you can't be derailed, that nothing anybody says, nothing anybody does, no hearsay, no outside force is going to come into here and stop you. Because you are a force to be reckoned with, and you need to tell yourself that from day one. And I mean, the God's honest truth is that nobody cares about your dreams and your goals the way that you do, right? I could go down to, you know, the gas station here and be like, I'm gonna be a millionaire one day, and she's gonna be like, okay, like, that's fine. She doesn't care, but I do, right? And it's my dream and it's my goal, and nobody has the power to stop me but me. And nobody has the power to stop you but you. So run like your hair is on fire. And, you know, if you miss a goal, that's fine. You know, just a small part of my story is that in March of 2018, I was pushing, February of 2018, I was pushing for 40K, and we ended at like 36,000 in volume. And we were like so close, but like so far away, right? So we were 4,000 in volume short. And in March, March 1st, I could have been like, oh, we were so close, but we failed. I guess I'm just not cut out for it. Like, I guess we got this far. Like, it was a good run. No, March 1st came around, and I was like, I'm doing it this month. Like, I'm going to hit 40K this month. It's a new month, and I'm going. Not only did we hit 40K midway through the month, but we double promoted to 80K. We went from $36,000 in sales in a month to $81,000 in sales the next month. A $50,000 leap. Because I showed up. Because I didn't let one setback or falling short or somebody leaving or somebody not being a day one driver or somebody calling it a scam. I didn't want to stop me, because I'm sitting in this house right now with that sign right there because I didn't let it stop me. And you're going to have the sign, and you're going to have your paid for vehicle, and you're going to have the mindset of a millionaire, like, badass boss woman, but you just have to keep showing up every day, and you just have to know and trust the process that it's going to happen. It's going to happen, but you have to commit to yourself, commit to your process, and just commit to your business.
Okay, so I'm not going to even bounce off of that. Like, I think that was the perfect little ending. Like, that, what you just said, like, that was a mini Rachel Hollis. That was so good. And, when we talk about, you inspire people through your words, through your pictures, through your posts, through your lives. And I remember there was one, I think it was when you were maybe just hit 200K. And this is where I'm talking about emotional connections. I remember it's a picture of you and your daughter, and you were shopping. You were in dressing room, and you posted a picture and you posted that you got paid. And I remember seeing that check and it was like $4,000 or $5,000. And I remember thinking like, that right there speaks volumes. Like, you were in the dressing room in the middle of the day on a Tuesday with your daughter trying on clothes, and you just got $4 to $5 grand deposited in your account. I'm like, that is the kind of, like, that can give people chills. And it's not always posting the paychecks, but it's posting, you know, just those small wins matter, you know. And think of all the small wins you've had through the 6 years before you know, I saw the check you wrote to go buy your dream house. All the small wins you celebrated before these big wins, they matter, you guys. If you can go out and take your kids to Chick-fil-A and that makes your heart happy because a week ago your bank account was negative, that is a win that you need to celebrate. Those moments matter, because I remember not having $12 in my account to buy Pampers diapers 5 years ago. Your life can change so much, but it starts with you. You have to show up, not for yourself, but for your kids, for your family, for your husband. I never want my husband to look me in the eye and say, can you imagine what would have happened if you would have stayed, if you would have stuck it out? Because I have seen people leave and walk away from me in this business. And I'm like, girlfriend, you're not going to be on stage with me, locked arms, when I'm holding that Millionaires Club sign. I know who's going to be on stage with me. And I envision, like, that vision is what drives me. It's what pulls me. Like I said, when I wake up, I say my why out loud. I look at my kids and I tell them, mommy is working for you. And we get to move into a new house on August 1st. And it's like, those moments are what pull you. You have to keep going, because you have to fight. There's going to be times where you look in the mirror, and I have chills because it's true. There was times where I looked in the mirror and I said, am I qualified for this? Am I equipped? Can I do this? And God will put you through every single season for a reason. So if you're going through a season of struggle right now, you better own it, because that season of struggle is going to lead to something bigger and something better. But you're never going to get to that other side if you sit in your pity party for 6 months. Get over your damn self, because there's people waiting on you, families that are going to thank you for stepping into your calling, because they get to go to Disneyland next year. But they're never going to experience those things if you don't level the fuck up yourself. And that's the only cuss word you'll hear. Probably have kids, but level up. Start playing big for yourself, your family, your future, and just own it.
And let me just say real quick too, is do not be like discouraged from where you're at right now, please, because yeah, you know what? Checks are great when you're 200K, but do you know what you don't see? When I first started, after I got my VIP bonuses, when I was 4K, I was making $75 a week. You don't see that. You see what 200Ks are making, or you see these big luxurious lifestyles. You see going to Disney, and you see buying houses. But my first check after my VIP bonuses was $75, you guys. And you know what? That was $75 that I made without leaving my babies. That was $75 that I made from my phone. That was $75 more than I had before I got that $75, right? So be thankful for what you have. Be thankful for where you're at right now. And it will come. But like Katie said, you have to level up. You have to get uncomfortable. You have to get comfortable being uncomfortable. And growth is not comfortable, you guys. Growth hurts because you're being stretched in every which way direction. And sometimes you feel like you're on a taffy puller. But when you pull yourself back together, you're twice the woman that you were when you started. You have twice the mindset that you had when you started. And it's a beautiful view. Just the journey of it. It's not about the top of the mountain. It's about the climb to the mountain, and you have to own it.
Done. Boom. Thank you, Katie, so much. I love you guys. I know we just took an hour out of your time, so Em will post the recording and I'll send it to you. And I hope you guys have a good night.